Notion cells are not what you think. See, most databases have normal cells, you know, the ones you typically think of. You enter a number or maybe write some text. But in Notion, all of that changes. See, a Notion database is not a typical spreadsheet. Each cell can actually have a completely unique functionality, and each row actually has its own document entirely. If this sounds overwhelming, don't worry. This video is perfect if you're new to Notion. You don't have to be an expert whatsoever. And in this Notion guide, I'll go through how Notion cells work, how spreadsheet columns work, because they're very, very cool, how rows work, and how you can view your entire database as something else entirely. Notion databases are not your typical spreadsheets, and each individual Notion cell is more powerful than you think. So subscribe for Notion tutorials, and let's dive in. So this here is our blank Notion page. As you can see up the top here, it says page. And then on this line here, you can see press space for AI or / for commands. And if I hit enter, all of these lines here have that functionality. So in Notion, every single line I can do /. And this brings up my Notion commands list. Now there are a lot of different Notion features, and I won't go through all of them today as that will become very, very overwhelming. Instead, we are just going to focus on Notion databases today. Speaking of, as you can see here in this list, we have databases. And all of these here are different types of databases. But today we'll just look at the table view because that's what we're probably most used to with spreadsheets. Now there's a very important thing that we have to understand. What I'll do is call this database name, and I'll call this here page name. So this database is sitting on this page here. And what I could do is actually hit enter here and write some other text. Hi. Hello. So this here is writing like a normal document, but then we have this database in here. See, we're typically used to having something like documents and then having a separate app for our spreadsheets. But in Notion, they are combined. So I could actually drag this database here between these. So I have hi, and then the database, and then hello. And then of course I could, add an image or add a heading 1, a heading 2, or any other features that you would find in a document. And I won't get into it in this video, but you can also view this document as slides. In Notion, each page has the ability to be a document, a spreadsheet, slides, and so much more. The other thing to understand is this database is sitting on this page. But what I could do is create another page in this page here, and let's call this page 2, and I could drag this database into that page. So what's happening is this page is sitting in this page. Again, we're typically used to the structure of folders having pages inside of them. In Notion, we have pages that have pages inside of them. So if we click on page 2 here, you can now see this database sitting on this page. So now that you understand how page structures work and how to create a database, let's go through columns. So for today's tutorial, let's create a very, very simple budget tracker. So to create a budget tracker, we'll need to write down numbers. So what I'll do is click here on Add Property, and here I have a long list of different properties that I can choose from, with one of them being the number property. So what I could do is click on this and change this to spent, for example, how much I spent. And I can change this column width as well. So let's say this one here is 20. Then in this column here, we have the name. So let's say I bought a coffee. That's insane. Actually, I take that back. Let's say groceries. I'm not spending $20 on a coffee. Now what I can do is click here on spent. And what I can do is edit this property here. So right now it's a default number, but I could make this a percentage or different currencies as well. So right now we have a name property and we have this number property. So in Notion, a column is a property. So if I click here on plus, we can add another column, aka another property, and we could select any one of these. But as we're building a budget tracker today, maybe we'll want to know the select. That way we can do a drop down of the different type. So let's write type here. Maybe we'll do one for food, one for bills, one for entertainment, etc. So this works as a simple drop down. So now I can select food. So we have the name, the amount spent, and the type. Let's add one last property being the date that we bought that thing. So I'll click here on date, and here I'll say today's date. And what I can do is drag this here to the side. So I'll have it on the very left because this just reads easier for me. So I have on the 26th, I bought groceries for $20, which is food. So now we have our 4 types of properties. But of course, if you want, you can click on Add Property and add any other property here that you would like. Now that we understand how to set up databases and how columns work, let's talk about rows. So in Notion, these columns here are different types of properties, and rows are actually pages. So as you can see, it says add a new page. And this here is where it gets very interesting. See, as you can see, if I hover over this, it says open. So this groceries here isn't just a name, but it's also a page. So I can open this up here, and here I have an entirely new page for my groceries, or obviously whatever I wrote. And on this page here, I can create another database, or I could write more text, or I could add an image, or I can add a video, or whatever you want to do, because this here is its own page. This page belongs inside of this database. And that is where these cells get very interesting, because this isn't a functionality you see very often. Each of these cells here have a specific capability. So on this cell here, I can select the date. On this cell here, I can write the number. On this cell here, I can select the type. And these cells here aren't just names, but they're literally pages as well. So now that we understand how columns work, aka properties, and we understand how rows work, aka pages, now let's talk about how to organize our data. There are three main ways that we can organize our data. And those three options here are in settings. So they're in the settings for our database, and they are filters, sort, and group. And these cells here will always be combined with their row. So this $20 here will always be combined with groceries. Food will always be combined with groceries. So basically these cells here belong with their rows. So let's have a look at the first one. Let's say I went to the park, for example, and I did that yesterday. And let's say I spent $0, and for some reason I added that to my budget tracker. And that here was a type of entertainment. Well, when I'm working in my budget tracker here, I might not want to see anything that's $0. So what we'll do is use filters. So I'll click here on filter. And what I can do is hide this park entry. So I'll filter this by spent. And here what I'll do is say where spent is more than 0. So as you can see, that park entry is now gone. Now, interestingly, we haven't deleted it. So if I remove this, as you can see, it reappears. And if I type it back, again, it gets removed. It's not being deleted. With filters, we simply hide that information. So with filters, we can hide or show data. The next one is sort here. And this allows me to reorder this information. So right now I'm seeing $20, $30, $10. Let's say I want to order this by the largest to the smallest. Well, what I can do is click here on sort and sort by the spent. And if I have spent ascending, I can see $10, $20, $30, or change this to descending. So it goes $30, $20, $10. But of course, we don't have to sort this by the dollar. We could sort this by the date. So I could change this here to instead be sort by the date. So I have date ascending. So now it goes the 24th, 25th, 26th. So now we are using filters to show and hide data, and we are using sort to automatically reorder our data. So I use sort in my premium Notion template headquarters, and this literally automatically reorganizes my task list so I know which tasks I should be doing first. I actually built my productivity template with all the powerful functionalities that Notion databases has, and everything is connected and seamlessly works together for you to organize your personal life and your work life. I'll put a link in the description to the template, as it not only handles your tasks, but also your projects, your life buckets, your notes, your resources, your time tracking, your journaling, and so much more. Again, there's a link in the description. So after filters and sorting, we also have group. Now, group allows us to bundle information, and I think it makes the most sense to bundle by the type. So let's do that. Bundle by type. So here I can see bills, entertainment, and food. So if I click here on new page underneath bills, automatically it will be labeled with bills. And automatically it adds $1 because we have the filter here that it has to be over $0. So I'll write internet and let's say $100 with a date of today. So we are bundling this information here by the type. Now that you understand how these different cells work in Notion databases, and you know how to organize these cells with filter, sort, and groups, let's go through the last important functionality, database views. So right now we just have the one view. But if I click here on plus to add a new view, I can see this as another table or a board view, a gallery, a list, feed, timeline, dashboard, chart, etc. So for this example, let's have a look at the calendar. So what I've got now is a table view where I'm seeing it like this. And I also have this calendar view and I can see my entries here. So let's have a quick play of the calendar settings here. I'll click on settings, click on layout, and I'll change this to show calendar as month to just show calendar as week. So now I just see this week instead of the full month. Here I can see cinema, park, internet, all of this. But to get all of the information, I would have to click on it to see internet was $100 in bills. But so I don't have to click on it, what I can do is click here on settings and change the property visibility. And here you can see these eyes are not ticked in. So what I'll say is I want to see the type and I want to see the spent. So now, without clicking on the actual item, I can see internet is bills is $100. Electricity bills $30. So we have a table view and we have a calendar view. And this is the same information. These columns and these rows and these individual cells are not only being shown here, but also being shown to me in this calendar. And there are so many different types of views that we could play with. If you want to learn all the different types of views, then click on this video here. Or if you just want to see my full Notion template tour, then click on this one here. You can just download the ultimate productivity template in one click. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in one of these videos.